Hi guys, can you hear me? Hello.
Hello. We can hear you.
Okay, thank you guys. Thank you. I'll check in. We are starting in 8 minutes, right?
Hey, hey, hello, Luis.
Hey. Nice to meet you, Kevin.
Nice to meet you, man.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Oh, excellent.
Okay, if you are ready, then I think probably we can start in a few minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes. Just let me take some water. How much time do I have for the presentation? How much time?
I think you have like 30 minutes for the
3 minutes.
presentation. Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. So I will be back in 2 minutes.
You mean the Q&A session, right?
Yeah. We could do. I don't know how you.
I mean, like it depends if you have like we are free at this moment, so probably it depends. Like
Okay. Yeah, we can run a Q&A session like 5 minutes, depending on the time it takes to me to finish the presentation.
yes.
I just have 14 slides in my deck, so
Okay.
maybe 2 to 3 minutes on each one. So maybe 28, 25 minutes. I will try to keep it in the 30 minutes. Okay, so yeah, we can open it. So our attendees sending the question in YouTube.
Recording in progress.
Right here.
Okay, I will be the host. I'll first like introduce all the guests and speakers. So okay. Can I start first, if you don't mind?
What's the presentation?
No, I'm not a speaker. I'm the host.
Oh, okay. Yeah, of course. You're the host. You need to go first, and then I think I the first presenter, right?
Yes, you are the first presenter. Yeah.
Okay, I just need 2 minutes. Okay, I'll be back. Thanks.
All right. Good morning, guys. I can see your comments on the chat in the chat area. So we're gonna start in a few more minutes. So we have 3 speakers today. They're all talking about like Metaverse, NFT, and Gamefi. So that won't be lasting for like 2 or 3 hours. It will be a very short. So basically, if you have some questions, just feel free to leave in the chatting area. Okay.
They is about some of these projects and some recommendation about the business model that developers and people interested in the metaverse can use to open the conversation and to open the discussion about the metaverse. So please let me share my screen to show the slide and to continue talking about this. Okay, here we are. So start a business in Metaverse. Let me introduce myself. My name is Luis Garcia. I'm a collaborator in Conflux network. I have been in blockchain since 2017, and in this 4 and almost 5 year, I have been developing some platforms for NFTs and other kind of platform using different blockchains. But right now I'm focused in Conflux network, trying to help the developers community to have a better understanding of the blockchain development, but also in the intersection with business and projects that are coming to the Conflux ecosystem. So what about the content economy? Okay, I think a lot of people have seen or reading or watching something about the Bored Ape Yacht Club, this NFT collection of 10,000 items with 6,000 and something owners. This is maybe one of the top NFT collections that have getting the hype, and that is doing some interesting things like in business and community model because they have this limited supply, but also because they have involved some influencers and celebrities like Jimmy Fallon, this TV presenter in United States who bought Bored Ape Yacht Club on November 8th for $145,000. We know how these kind of NFTs can grow and how can be more expensive while they are being more famous, and more famous people is involved. But I think of this project like more of the exception, part of those projects in the top that are really expensive, that are involving celebrities. But I think this is not the only model we can have for project like this, but it is a cool one because they have a community, and they have done some interesting events, and they are giving some utilities for members, like to keep owners interested. And they have built this Bored Ape Kennel Club, a Mutant Ape Yacht Club, and also they organize a party now that in the last month we presented in NFT NYC, and they organized a party just for token holders. So that's part of the membership benefits, and is a cool participation and cool organization around these tokens. So it is an interesting project because they are granting buyers unlimited right to make commercial use cases and derivative works from the underlying Bored Ape characters. You know, when you buy an NFT, you think and you ask, what can you do with that NFT? Okay, so the Bored Apes are very clear in that, in what you can do with your NFT. So what else about Bored Ape Jazz Club? Well, in 2021, they launched the 10,000 apes, and the price was just 200 USD. Okay, in that time, 0.088 Ethereums were 200 USD. So we're talking some months, 8 months until now, but that was the cost. And now the cost right now is like 39 Ethereum. So that is growing value, like rocketed growing value. So they are in the 4th place in the sales ranking. They have 8,045 buyers. You know, like they are now very famous. People is constantly reselling. So this is more the number of times it has been reseller, because number of owners until the date we drafted the presentation was 5,925. So it's very famous, and it's cool, and it has some evolution, okay, of the apes, like Mutant Ape Jazz Club, and they have also 10,000 new mutant apes. And the price, we can see the difference between the price now that they launched this new collection. Okay, so but both of these collections are being sell and resell constantly. Okay, so they have a good community, very interesting community to get an ape, okay, Bored Ape or mutant ape. So that's why the secondary market have see this number, okay, like 100 Bored Ape in the Sotheby's auctions sold for 24.4 million. Okay, so they are organizing cool things, and this is part of the creators economy. Okay, the one of the business model that people or organization that comes into NFTs can arrange, can organize. The key here is to have a very connected community and a very interesting collection. Okay, but of course it is not easy to have this kind of collections. But if you follow some of the recommendations about how to launch this collection, how to get people involved, how to get influencers and famous people involved, of course you can get something like this. Okay. It is pretty interesting. I think what will happen in the future, okay, because they have kind of other project like some house in Miami and some other some other venues or locations where you can do something if you are the owner of a Bored Ape. Okay, so really interesting. Okay, now let's talk about the Metaverse and the Centerland. Okay, this project is more like a Metaverse because it was designed to be this immersive experience, to have this immersive experience. And they did an ICO for their token Mana, that is an ERC20. And right now is one of the Metaverse token that have seen a very high price in the last weeks, okay, after the announcement by Facebook. So what is interesting about Mana? Well, they sell land with this concept of land selling. It is not the only project selling lands, and it is not like the first one doing this, selling lands, but they are completely a crypto project. Okay, so the land they sell are NFTs, are ERC, and they also allowed the content creators to sell tokens like ERC 1155. Okay, so this is a cool project, and some companies in the real world are trying to build something in the Centerland. Okay, the most building that I have seen are art galleries, and that's cool. But I think the project have a very good proposition. Okay, and it is very interesting to companies in the real world. Okay, like to go to Mana and build something. So the distribution and deflationary mechanism of this ICO was 40% of the token were distributed in the ICO, and they are using the 20% for community incentives. With this bullet, we see they have a clear token management, and they have done a good definition of their tokenomics. I think that is part of the success for a project in the Metaverse, but also I think to have a good economic definition, a good economic design for projects in the Metaverse helps to the evolution of the project. Okay, to have a good token mechanism to get the community involved and get rewarded about what are they doing. Like for content creators, it is important for projects in Metaverse to think about a good token design, okay, to do tokenomics in a very well way. Okay, so this is interesting. So let me talk a little more about the Centerland. Their token Mana, and they have a DAO, decentralized autonomous organization, and they do liquidity mining, okay, by using this balancer pool. You can buy land in the Centerland. Of course, they have a secondary market. This is very important for projects in the metaverse, okay, to enable a secondary market, because usually in crypto, the people is buying not just land, but token and items with some rarity, and trying to use that like an investment. So if a project wants to attract investors, not just content creators, but investors in the token sector, they need to enable a secondary market. Okay, sometimes this is like to have speculators, but I think that is part of the crypto universe, like to have this secondary market. Of course, the development value here is for multiple commercial terms. And as I said, this project is interesting to allow companies in the real world to have this involvement in a crypto metaverse. And I think crypto metaverse are a kind of a special kind of metaverses, but also I think they allow the content creators to have better ownership of the items they are creating, okay? Because this is connected to a blockchain, okay? If you buy something in a crypto metaverse, you are the only owner, and nobody in the maybe in the team of the project or anyone else can take that from you. Nobody can just steal the token or something like that. So that is very important for content creators to have the ability to sell or resell the items they are building or they are buying. Okay, so the Centerland allows the creator sales, but as I said, these are through NFTs, okay, that are registered in a blockchain. Okay, and they are allowing some games to evolve inside the metaverse, like casino games. Okay, so they have a casino here. Okay, so let's continue talking about platforms. Now I'm going to talk about trading platforms like OpenSea. Okay, what is OpenSea? OpenSea is kind of an Amazon of NFT. Is the marketplace where all the artists want to be. Of course, gas prices for minting had been kind of a stopper for some artists in some regions, and that have opened the door to other marketplaces to offer their services and listing and minting for artists. So, but OpenSea is like the most famous marketplace, maybe together with Rarible. Okay, they are the top NFT marketplaces, but OpenSea is a bridge for creators, platforms, and crypto investors. And what is cool is that you can mint and create your collection, and you can decide when you want to put your collection in sale. Okay, when you want to open your NFTs for sale. So the users can buy, sell, auction, and even make NFTs for free without gas. And it is a large trading platform. They have low rate commissions. They have ecosystem with over 3.4 billion in transactions in August. I think there are a lot of space or room for new marketplaces to offer new services, because right now OpenSea doesn't offer like the NFT partition to allow an user or an artist to create a community and sell part of the NFT to different collectors or user. Okay, so we are watching how new marketplaces are evolving in other chains with very interesting proposition. We have some marketplaces in Conflux that right now are launching new. Sorry, just a moment. Yes, yeah, they are launching new collections from very interesting artists in any part of the world. Okay, so in any region. So it is interesting how marketplaces are evolving. I think for NFT marketplaces, it is important to give some added value to artists. Okay, not just moving from the high transaction cost, but creating value for artists. Okay, and there are new propositions for artists, like to help them creating like bored apes and allow them to manage their communities. Okay, so this is interesting because in the content creator economy, artists can now have more options. So the market is just growing. We are not at the end of the market. We are at the beginning. So this business model for NFT marketplace is really interesting. So let's talk about other project in the game ecosystem, that is Sandbox. I really love this project. Also, one of my daughters is starting to use the Sandbox. She is 8 years old, and when she know about this project, she was impressed and tell me, "Hey, Dad, I want to build something and use the Sandbox ecosystem." So right now, we are trying to build something in Sandbox. But why I'm interested in Sandbox? Well, because this is the Sandbox is a metaverse that allow users and content creators to define games or constructions about play to earn. Okay, play to earn. They provide creators with true ownership of their creation, has not fungible tokens, NFTs, and reward them for participation in the ecosystem. But why the Sandbox has been like getting getting hype and be more famous and successful? It is because they have attracted some big names to the metaverse, like Atari, like Snoop Dogg, that right now they have lands in Sandbox, and they are showing there. Okay, and the project by itself, well, it has ERC20 token, and they have lands in the forum NFTs, ERC721. They also utilize the ERC1155 standard for assets. So I think this part is really good, because if you don't like to build complete games, but you like to build some assets or pieces of architecture you can build and sell in Sandbox. So that is really cool, really interesting. And what else about the Sandbox? Well, they had an initial seed round with a total of 421 million USD. But also the team related to the project had been related to games very long before they joined into the Sandbox, before they created the Sandbox. I think that is part of the characteristic or the features of a very good project, to have in the team, to have people that have been in the space before they launched the team. Okay, because as you know, in the 2017, a lot of projects were launched like ICOs, and maybe 90% of those projects have been disappeared. Okay, so the Sandbox is a really good one. They are growing. They have launched the Alpha Pass that had got a lot of attention from the people in the ecosystem, because it is a limiting edition pass, and they allows you to have some benefits if you have buy land before the launch of the Alpha Pass. Okay, so what else about the Sandbox ecosystem? Well, it is a user-generated content ecosystem. This is very important thing to have in Metaverse, to allow the users to generate the ecosystem by themselves, and to allow them to sell in a marketplace or to build games. They have these voxel editors that is the tools to create and model NFTs in this ecosystem, in this Metaverse. So when it comes to types of Metaverse, I think the Metaverse that allow user-generated content will be like the rule, because this creates a lot of communities inside the Metaverse, and it allows to the creators to sell their constructions, to sell the creations. Okay, so that's why they have a marketplace where users can download, publish, and sell their NFTs creations, and they have delivered the tools and the progress in a very good professional way. So that's why the project right now is the token is like $7 by the Sun. I don't remember the exact name, but it was like 50-60 cents starting this year. So that talks about the growing of this project. Well, what let me talk a little about the Conflux grants program, because we want to allow developers and creators create amazing ideas, and we want to fund those amazing ideas. We have these grant programs to build using Conflux blockchain, and we want to open the conversation with developers and creators to help them to build using Conflux. Okay, until now, Conflux has allocated 2.4 billion CFX, that is around 720 million USD, to support amazing ideas, and we are offering up to $100,000 for projects. Okay, so this is interesting about our grant programs. We also have other kind of programs like the artist residency program. This is for artists that mean NFTs or game items or do they do art or gaming art. So you can go to our forum and review our grant proposals. And also we have these categories, okay, for infrastructure, community, the Conflux community has grown this year. Now we have active communities in Russia, in France, in Italy, and Latin America, the global community, and of course the funding community that is in Asia, okay, in China. So you can apply to the grant, consider these tiers if you are a developer or content creator. Okay, so we are just in time, and this is my last slide. So maybe we can start. I don't know if there are any questions about my slides, about Conflux, or you want any recommendation to about the business model in the metaverse and blockchain. So we are open to answer this question. We want to hear about you. We have Telegram groups, and we are on Discord. So you even can send me an email. But I recommend to join Discord and ask all your question there. But if right now there is a question, I can answer now.
Great, thanks, Luis. I have a question for you because I'm also a Metaverse project lover or fans. So I would like to know how we can like find the project is a good or a fantastic project in Metaverse. Like how could you like give us some recommendations or give us some suggestions when we are looking for the Metaverse project?
Yes, of course. It always depends on what you like to do, right? The recommendation is like if you want to build something around NFTs, maybe you can build an NFT marketplace, or you can mint. If you're an artist, you can mint a collection, create a community about around your collection. Right now we are like trying to define segments around the kind of projects we can help and build. And for Metaverse, we have the kind of project that I have shown in my slide, but we are always open to help you to define your idea and help the creators of developers to give a structure to their project. Okay, that is something that I love to do, but also we have people in our teams that can help with that. And also new galleries in the NFT space are launching like kind of immersive experience. Okay, that is like an evolution for NFT marketplaces. And I have seen some NFT marketplaces that now create the gallery in Mana or the Centerland, in the Centerland, or crypto voxels or any other metaverse. But they are trying to give the tools to the artists, but also in the DeFi and Metaverse. Right now, there are just few projects, so maybe the people can start thinking about how to connect both concepts also, not just with play to earn, the play to earn concept that I see more related to the game development, but also in the DeFi. Okay, so kind of lending projects or liquidity pools, maybe in connected to Metaverse, but also for gaming, because gaming in crypto is a fast growing industry. So developers and content creators can start thinking about these kind of projects and the kind of business model they can build in this gaming ecosystem in the metaverse. Okay, so I think for next generations will be like the regular use for them. Okay, because new generations are or have been using other metaverse like Roblox, and they are being more related to this kind of gaming and this kind of virtual interactions. So I think there are a lot of opportunities. Okay, so if you want to launch, or if you want help defining something, you can join the community and ask for help, because we are open to offer that help. Okay.
All right, thanks. If you are interested in Conflux, then you can find Conflux team to see if you can start a Metaverse project. Okay. Well, thanks again for today's sharing, Luis.
Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, due to the time limitation, we have to invite the next speaker. Thanks again for your sharing. We have our second speaker today. He is Mr. Severus. He is the lead of China partnership at Flow blockchain. So he will give us a topic about why Flow is the best blockchain for the NFT platforms. Okay, so let's welcome.
Hey, hello everyone. This is Severus from Flow China team. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm excited to share this presentation with you. A brief introduction about me. I started to do blockchain research in 2017 and joined Hushkey Capital in 2018 for 3 years, and formally joined the Flow team this year. Currently, I'm in charge of the China partnership of Flow. So today I will talk about why Flow is the best blockchain for NFT platforms. Before we talk about Flow, let's see why we need NFT first. As we all know, NFT is a data structure based on blockchain. So blockchain is the source of everything. I saw that blockchain allows user value to realize paradigm shift, because with blockchain, the user changes from a single rule of a consumer to retailers. So we have consumer, creator, and connectors or fans in this network from the demand side, supply side, and network effect. So why the user become a member of the ecological builder? Because personal creation will be more widely disseminated, inspired, and recognized. Because the blockchain is a global network, there is no middleman. And group collaborations can be carried out in a fairer and more social environment. And the creation result can be permanently stored, forming a long-tail network effect. And we all talk about Web3. What is Web3? Actually, I thought that the realization of Web3 is inseparable from NFT. Why? So first is why Web3 is important. Web3 system offer a better version for how societies should use technology. Open, distribute technology platforms that are directly accountable to their users provide an alternative to a digital status. And decentralized is the organizing principle of our past and future success. It can help us succeed in the face of new challenges today. Decentralization fosters a democratized technology platform that embody the values of open society and will provide the infrastructure to power tomorrow's economy and instructions. So about NFT. NFT, we know, is non-fungible token. So non-fungible means irreplaceable. Most important information and items in our lives actually are irreplaceable. So in the future, in the Web3 network, these contents can be presented as NFT, like collections, like art, music, and culture industry, and personal assets like financial products or game props, and also personality traits like avatar, for example, the CryptoPunk, and also personal information like the ID or domain names, and tickets like the gallery tickets, match tickets. This is a very good way to make some link with the offline rights, and of course the copyrights and etc. So with all this, what else can we achieve through NFT? We can carry richer contents, not just the things I told before. And the NFT itself is a natural community. It has the long tail effect, and you can meet the needs of crypto native for consumptions and the cultural identity. And also you can meet the demands for change of the cultural and entertainment industries. And also, it's very important for digital identity and digital credit system construction. I will not talk too much about blockchain, Web3, or NFT here. If you have any thoughts or questions, you can reach out to me with my email. So next part is more important is why Flow is the best blockchain for NFT platforms. Now we know that NFT is very important. So let's see why flow is also very important. Let me give you an introduction about flow first. Sorry, here, yeah. So flow blockchain made by Dapper Labs is the blockchain for consumer scale applications and has proved to be the world's fastest growing blockchain. Many big brands and IPs have partnered with Dapper Labs and Flow to create a brand new digital experience for their billions of fans. Dapper Labs is a consumer blockchain company, and what we care about is to create a future with consumer-grade decentralized applications. And we are the creators of CryptoKitties, NBA Top Shot, Dapper Wallet, and Flow, of course. So about CryptoKitties, it is the #1 popular blockchain collectible game in history. It also introduced a framework for NFT as ERC-721. That is still the golden star for NFTs today. And about NBA Top Shot and the Dapper Wallet, we are also the creator of the NBA Top Shot. NBA Top Shot is I thought it's the best example of how big brands embrace a decentralized world, and it is the most rapidly growing market of digital collectible of data. NBA Top Shot allows fans to, for the first time, own the highlights of their favorite NBA teams and players and the greatest moments in the NBA history. And Dapper Wallet is instrumental to NBA Top Shot's success by providing a seamless experience during user onboarding and offers simple credit card payment. So that users could engage with NBA Top Shot without needing any knowledge of how transactions work or any worries about where or how their NFTs are stored. Dapper Wallet also aims to provide the same seamless experience to as many Flow ecosystem partners as possible, so which would create a shared experience for all Flow ecosystem platforms in the future. So what makes Flow great? I will talk about this with 3 parts: is functional, economic, and technical. So the first is functional. Functional accessibility, also referred to as usability, describes the ability of a blockchain and its ecosystem to provide an easy onboarding and user experience, such that user interactions with the protocol or applications can be carried out in a simple and efficient manner. First part for onboard and wallet. Every user's journey begins with a process of onboarding. The first phase of user interactions, including the setting up and funding of the accounts, up until the first network transactions. This phase should be as frictionless as possible, needing only a limited number of steps and ideally no technical expertise. For maximum accessibility, wallet should not only be easy to use, but also widely accepted across all kinds of applications in the product's ecosystem. If users need to set up multiple wallets from multiple providers to access different applications, the level of accessibility greatly decreases. So on Flow, you can sign in with social accounts in Dapper Wallet and blocked, like your Google accounts or your email address. And Flow support multi-signature at the code level. Users can authorize the platform to manage assets, and it's a secure yet convenient way. And the Wallet API is a mature and open source server-side hosting solution developed based on Flow features, eliminating the need for local clients wallet development. And yeah, the second part is the second part is about the fiat payment on off ramp. So while some percentage of users will transact within the crypto ecosystem, nearly exclusive, but mass adoption will recur that non-crypto natives are able to easily transfer crypto earning to more familiar currencies. So while external exchanges can certainly be used for this purpose, dedicated integration serves ensure that a user does not have to leave the given application for the payment on ramp, which greatly increase overall accessibilities. So on Flow, we have cooperated with payment companies, including Wire, OnePay, and Rack Network. Almost all over the world, users can use fiat to directly participate in the Flow ecosystem products with like credit card, debit card, Apple Pay, and etc. And so for the second part is economic. First, about transaction fees. Because gas fee fluctuate quickly, so pricing the transaction fees right is a non-trivial process. While the recent adoption EIP 1559 on Ethereum pricing mechanism and some user-friendly wallets may circumvent some of those problems, but high transaction fees with complex mechanism and still can hinder the general accessibility of the products. So on Flow, the gas fee is extremely low. It's just 0.401 Flow per transaction. And the code level forces the third party to pay gas fee, so that mainstream users do not need to understand and bear the gas fee and enter the blockchain world without any barriers. And next is about application layer products. FT should not only focus on scarcity and high value. High floor prices create an ecosystem that is just only accessible to an economic elite. Flow's products pay more attention to the consumer grade and accessible of users. And next is about running nodes. Adopting the world's only multi-type node architecture, the rules of each node with different functions are separated, and the business on the chain is exploited in a pipeline manner, thus ensure high efficiency and making the expansion very flexible, which can cope with high concurrent transactions. Yeah. The last part is about the technical. Consider what abstraction a language offers for its developers. Just like the underlying protocol, a language should abstract away as much complexity from the developers as possible, without sacrificing on security or customizability. For example, the Cadence is the development language of Flow. Cadence automatically imposes rules on the handling of digital value using the novel data model for resources, while Solidity demands manual implementation of those low-level checks. Also, we support compatibility is the ability for people to build on top on each other contract, which we think is also one of the superpowers of blockchain. And make sure that through education materials, documentation, and reference implementation for all of this aspect exist, and that they are easily accessible. Like FCL, Flow Client Library, enable applications to easily integrate with all FCL compatible wallets and other services. This offers developers a strong foundation to compose their apps with existing building blocks, and emulator exposes a gRPC server that implements the Flow Access API, which is designed to have near feature parity with a real network API. Also, you can check all this and more tools and the documents from doc.onflow.org and playonflow.org and crypto.com. Yeah. So in the last, please allow me to talk about what we can offer and our future in Metaverse. So first is we provide a full support for the developers. We provide consultation on products and operations, and we give guidance on technology, both from China and global. And we support for market resource to assist the user in turning back, and we cooperation with ecosystem products and top IPs. So if you would like to make more cooperations with our ecosystem, the best choice is to join us. And also from the money side, we give grants and strategy investment. So I can give you an example. The host of this speech, White Matrix, actually debuted a 3D sandbox game named Matrix World on Flow, and received hundreds of millions of dollars in purchase application. Flow is the main overseas partner. And yeah, and the second part is about education. Flow Ecology has more than 700 products covering sports, games, art, music, technology, fashion, and many other fields. So we can provide case Yeah. I saw that the previous number showed that Flow has managed to leverage the ratings of NBA Top Shot to top into the cycle of compounding network effects. And the flagship-centered nascent phase has made room for a vibrant non-custody ecosystem that provides infrastructures for thousands of applications to come. So in this first cycle, Flow has matured into a scalable and accessible platform that's ready for everyone to build consumer-scale blockchain experiences. So these developments have not gone unnoticed by some of the biggest brands in the world, like I write here, the NFL, UFC, La Liga, Genies, Dr. Sis, Turner, and many more are all ready to launch their own blockchain-enabled experiences on Flow. So kicking off the next cycle of compounding network effects that already has much more weight from the start. Leveraging the power of this next wave, Flow sets out to bring blockchain to billions and making the technology accessible to a mass audience and putting a blockchain wallet into every pocket. So thank you, and that's all. If you have any questions or thoughts, please feel free to contact me. This is my email, and thanks again. Goodbye.
All right, thanks for Severus sharing. So our chain IDE has now building a ecosystem to fund great projects. So if you have a great idea or you have already started a project, if you want to share, and you can find the teams from our partnerships, for example, Conflux, HECO, Flow, Polygon, and also you can DM me on Chain ID official Twitter. Okay. So next we have our last guest as well. Her name is Anya Cooper. She is the Overseas Marketing Director at HECO. She will share her research on the area of Gamefi. Okay, so let's welcome.
Hi everyone, my name is Anna and I'm Operating Marketing Director at HECO. So right now, I would like to talk to you about GameFi and its present and its future and how does HECO support it. So now I will share my screen and share my thoughts about it. Firstly, it's well known that Ethereum 2.0 launched at the end of last year, and it brought a huge impact on the whole industry. But users and developers are still assailed by outrageous gas fee and congested network of Ethereum before it moves to PLS. Absolutely. You can observe how high the gas fee has been on Ethereum after DeFi summer of last year from this PowerPoint picture, which is quite obvious, right? So look at the next slide. The smart contracts market share of Ethereum is being attacked by offer chains because of the low performance and the high gas. The market share has been declining from March of this year. So why does this happen? In my opinion, the root cause is the scalability issue of Ethereum. So can decentralization, safety, and scalability, the famous impossible trinity, be achieved at the same time? Many Ethereum killers have made attempts. You can see from next slide. There are many kind of layer 1 and layer 2 solutions, and they can be split into many other specific resolutions, such as picker block, sharding, sidechain, DAG, etc. So layer 2 resolutions are considered the most promising among of them. Yeah, thus we should re-examine the scalability solutions from public chain themselves. That is to say, we should resolve the problem from layer 1. HECO is just doing this thing in order to ensure that unique constraints and semantics of blockchain are not destroyed in advance. We draw on and use the nature and excellent engineering optimization experience of software and internet. In advance of the chain structure, we modulate the architecture, fully split and decouple the components. We carried out localization multi-level cache optimization on the premise of transparency and security. Thus, HECO's current TFC can reach up to 1500 TFC per second without any layer 2 solution. Yeah, so then I'll introduce the latest developments about HECO, and I hope you guys can know more about us. So what HECO is, basically we are an EVM compatible public chain that provides blockchain developers with an efficient and low cost on-chain environment for decentralized application, smart contracts, and digital assets. HT token is a native token of HECO blockchain network, and the consensus mechanism of the HECO is HPOs. So HECO's including DEXs, Oracle, synthetic assets, GameFi, and NFT have been running on HECO. You can learn more about this project by looking at this picture to know more about our ecosystem. So you may wonder what HECO's strategic positioning is. As the technology base and infrastructure of the entire DeFi ecology, HECO is carrying all of the core business of assets, applications, and traffic entrance. There are 4 technology matrices. There are entrances layer, application layer, base layer, and underlying technology, respectively. And the underlying technology can be divided into 12 core modules. You can know more about from this slide. So right now, let me share some of our data. So up to the end of October, the mainnet of HECO has operated approximately over well, for now we've been operating for almost 1 year, right? So the TVL already above of 6 billion USDT, with the total transaction exceeded half a billion. So the highest TPS is up to 1500 per second, as I was saying before. But what are the highlights of HECO? I think that one of the most important part is the high performance. So at technical level, HECO has a high performance. We can safely set the block gas limit above 100 GOA. So we have elaborated why HECO could achieve so high TPS above, and won't go further to talk about it here. So secondly, of course, this is the highest asset safety. The network security of the public chain is also an issue worthy of attention. In fact, for the security of public chain, developers and network security workers have made considerable efforts by hackers, and they're still emerging endlessly. So this year, in the first half of it, chain assets lost because of the security incidents is like 5.1% of Binance Smart Chain assets lost on the same period. So what is important is that HECO is the only chain was not successfully attacked by anyone. Thirdly, the low cost. So HECO has approved meta transaction, which could greatly reduce the on-chain transaction fee of users. The meta transaction scheme can also effectively reduce the migration cost of dApp developers, thus greatly reducing the cost of users using dApp. Accordingly to estimation, the gas fee for normal transfer of or transaction on HECO chain is only like 2.5 GOA, which is like 0.02 USDT dollars. Of course, another important part of HECO is how we support our developers. So HECO is very keen to support developers, especially for Gamefi projects, because HECO's vision is to support developers at every stage of their growth. In the end of July of this year, we launched a joint gaming accelerator program for Gamefi developers. We established a new partnership with Animoca brands, Gumi Crypto Capital, Coin98 Wallet, and many others to equip emerging game developers with the tools and resources they need to create and market their decentralized games. In the middle of August, HECO announced the initiation of 1 million developers environment program. So the initiative will encourage talent developers to develop and promote applications on the HECO chain. This includes Gamefi, NFTs, DEX, aggregator projects, infrastructures, etc. Shortly after that, we held a global gaming hackathon. This hackathon was the first gaming-themed blockchain hackathon from the platform to provide evaluation, guidance, and support services for participants. During the event, developers and projects could also participate in workshops and demo days to connect with potential VC investors. Apart from the strongly support for Gamefi developers, we also designed various activities with the theme of NFT and DeFi for HECO users. One of them are our lucky HECO. But for the developers, we are holding our demo days all around the globe, which is extremely popular. The last one was in Dubai. Maybe some of you were there. Also, we have these HECO master builders. So what is it? You might wonder. HECO chain. So to better support innovators and contributors in the HECO system, we officially launched our Master Builder program on like 2nd of December, something like that. So the objective of the program is to link Demo Day, Grant, Hackathon, and other series of developers to support programs to the high quality projects in innovative DeFi, Gamefi, Metaverse, Web3, Zero, initial assets offering platform, and infrastructure and data services to facilitate their growth and prosperity. So we are looking forward to building a new era of innovating together with the master builders. Let me tell you how to join. If the project has been running for some time and has achieved good results, then we will invite the project team to participate in the election of master builders as long as the team completes its deployment in HECO before 27th of December and passes the security audit. So I will share the link later so that you can submit the form. After that, the elected projects can be awarded the qualification of listing tokens on Huobi Global or the investment incubation opportunities offered by HECO Fund. Yeah, so that's pretty much like it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Here you will find some of our social media links to better